Great here, it's Tome time with Athon, the Halfling Rogue. Unfortunately, I was an idiot. As you can tell, the vocals aren't exactly matching up. Here I'm going to point up to the gold in the upper corner and explain, hey, I found where the gold is. See, there it is. And then I'm going to explain that my DX story overlay covers that area of the screen, and that's why I never noticed it before. There we go. The reason I'm talking in the past tense is because yours truly was an idiot. Pro tip for anyone who's doing this YouTube thing, which obviously I am a rank amateur at this, clean out your recording hard drive before you go to record a video. Otherwise, you run out of hard drive space partway through. Yeah, so near the end of the video, there's actually a few critical seconds that are missing. So explain what's going on here. The stealth button. I realized that I can actually have stealth autocast whenever there aren't any enemies near. That way, I will be running around in stealth at all times. Instead of trying to remember to pop it on, it just automatically happens. So that's what I do here. And what that lets me do is use the ranged attack here and get the first hit advantage by attacking mobs from stealth. It pops me back out of stealth like this, but after 9 turns, I go right back into stealth, and it helps quite a bit. So, back to the video. You'll also notice there is no sound from the combat. That's because I have been trying to improve the audio quality of these videos. I do a fair bit of well, not a fair bit, a little bit of work on the sound after I record them. I use DX Story because it gives me 2 tracks. I'm able to split the vocal track out so I can clean up the my machine noise, because my machine is actually quite loud. So I clean up the machine noise, and I'm using a crappy microphone. I plan on getting a better one. I'm doing the best that I can with the equipment that I have. Point being, one day I was sitting here, and I noticed I have this sound blaster that I had just laying on my desk, and I thought, why am I going through this USB connection that came with my headset when I could be using the sound blaster, which should give me a markedly better audio quality. Obviously not as good as getting a new microphone, but it would at least help. So I dropped that into my machine, and the reason I didn't mount it in my machine in the first place was because it's so old that there's no 64-bit drivers for it. So we're talking no XP drivers, no Windows 7 drivers, 8, Vista, 8.1, 8.2, 10, none of them. So I can't use that audio card. And I decided, well, if I can't use it, I don't feel like shutting down my machine to pull it out. I'm just going to leave it in there. And DX Story recognized the new hardware and configured itself. Well, I mean, it didn't recognize because there's no drivers, but it recognized that there was a change in the hardware and reconfigured to my onboard audio instead of the external USB audio. And the onboard audio is worse than the USB audio. So DX Story did not record my original vocal track, nor did it record the combat sounds. So, here is a door that is, it's a sealed door, which usually means that whatever's inside the sealed door is stronger than the rest of the level. And I figure I've been doing so well with the level, I might as well just try to go in and see what's in there. As you can see, there's some gear on the ground that might be nice to get. Unfortunately, I don't know if this was cast by the skeleton here. I don't think it is. Here I'm going, wait a minute, I'm going to die. Heal up. These green things on the floor actually poison me. And the poison hurts. I mean, it just walking into it twice is enough to nearly kill me. So I figure, well, maybe there isn't a spore on the other side of the room. So in a moment, here we go. I go to the other side of the room to see if I can come in this way. And unfortunately, there's a spore there as well. And I didn't heal up between each of these, so I really almost die. And I decide it's just not worth it going in there. I could kind of see what's in there. There's a robe, there's a hat, it looks like a scepter, and then maybe a leather harness up top. It's just not worth nearly dying to try to get in there to grab that gear. So I leave it be. So I think this is where I go to the next level. Yeah. And that iron battle axe. Oh, Wretch Quill. I made a joke. There's a YouTuber that I like. His name is Quill18. And I said, Wretch Quill? Quill, does it make me wretch? He's actually a pretty good guy. So. Oh, this is also where I noticed that I get Surefire, which is a bow. And I remember that I've got Shoot down there on the bar, which means I could actually use ranged attacks, which I haven't been doing this entire time. This is my first time playing a rogue. And actually, later on, I'm going to show how noobish I am because, well, you see how there's the main set and the offset up there off of my paper doll? In Tome, you actually have two equipment sets, and you can swap between them rather easily. Well, apparently, rogues start off with a second equipment set. Most classes don't, and that second set is a sling with iron, not balls, but iron shot. I never knew I had it, so this entire time I've been playing a purely melee game when I could have been using the sling to soften up enemies before they got in melee range. And yes, I just pronounced melee and melee completely different within pretty much the same sentence. So here I'm going through this level. I can't remember if this is the bottom level or not. Oh, it's not fleeing, it's just tactical repositioning. I like that the first time I found it. So, I mean, I was so happy when I got the dagger that allows me to attack at range, and here I've had a ranged weapon this entire time that I could be using. And what's even better is since I'm walking around in stealth, I could also be firing from stealth. And really getting that first round attack advantage, but I'm a noob. I'm learning. What can I say? So, in lieu of what's going on the screen, I can't believe I lost that the audio track. What have I learned on Tome so far? Let's keep this kind of on topic here. I think I'm getting a bit better with using the automatic casting. I actually kind of like that. It's really neat. It's not something that is in other roguelikes. You really have to remember the powers. And this I definitely do like having. Ooh. There's an iron dagger projection? No, there wasn't. That was... I don't think I was picking that up. Anyway. Yeah, no, it's not... Yeah, that was my iron dagger projection that I was using. Okay. Yeah, the auto casting is actually pretty nice, and I've seen... Well, I haven't watched... Yeah, here's where I learned that I had that swing the entire time. I watched kind of a beginner's notes on Tome, and that was the one thing that they brought up. Is like, auto-casting is the thing. Just figure out what you need to auto-cast, set auto-cast on it. Or not passives, but sustains, always put auto-cast on them. there's a few other things, like the shield on my previous playthrough was a good use of an autocast. That really helped out my survivability. I need to do a lot more of that autocasting into the future. The other thing I need to do, aside from cleaning up my hard drive before I record a session, is I need to definitely slow down a bit more and really think about what I'm doing. The death of Lizme was 100% avoidable. It was completely my fault. And I'm hoping not to do that with Athon. So just continuing to explore this level. And this is where I try to figure out how to use the bow and arrow. Oh, the one thing that I did note the first time around was, notice how I put the bow and arrow over towards the middle of the screen. I did that because I don't know exactly what to do with that. And the one thing I wish that Tome would do, I'm playing a lot of Elder Scrolls Online and Guild Wars 2, and they allow for 2 weapon sets, much like Tome does. But what they do differently is when you switch armor sets, or weapon sets, you're able to have the attacks be in the same slot. See how I'm pointing between the two? Yeah, you can have the attacks in the same slots, so you don't have to think, oh, now I'm on this weapon, I need to use these slots over here. You just not intuitively, but you get used to, I'm on this weapon set, this weapon set, so this attack is this attack is this, blah, 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 blah. Where here it's 2 completely different key sets, and it's clunky is what it is. I don't know if there's a mod that addresses that. I hope there is, but I don't know. Oh, so it wasn't the bottom level. Darn. So, now that I've got the bow, I'm really trying to figure out exactly how I want to use this. Generally, it's opening up with the bow, then switching over to the daggers with the enemies one square away. That way, when I switch, they move, then I get the first strike. Like I did right here. The other thing that other habit I'm trying to get into is I realize that my attack on 1 is it has a stun built into it, and I kept hitting with 3 first earlier on in this play, or in this video. I would hit with 3, which is great damage, but it doesn't have a stun. So why would I lead with that instead of leading with the stun, or the attack that can stun, and then go into the high damage attack? So I'm starting to get a pattern down of a couple of bow shots, right into this switch weapons, go into the stun, and then finish them off with a 3, if it takes that long. Also note that I'm getting vision on a lot of mobs here that's outside of the radius, my light radius, and that's that halfling passive that I have, and I really appreciate it. It actually gives me sight on quite a few mobs that I wouldn't have otherwise seen. Well, here I'm comparing the two quivers. I think they were identical, but there was a slight variation. I was actually losing damage, the nature damage. Oh, I was also looking up capacity. I need to look that up. The quiver has a capacity on it, and I don't know what the capacity is for. Pardon me. So, come on, Gray, go a little bit faster. I'm running out of things to say. It's a lot harder to do commentary on a roguelike after the fact. Because it really is kind of a stream of consciousness. My World of Tanks videos were always after the fact. Those were a little bit easier. I would watch them once, kind of get the feel of what happened when. But these, I know what's coming up. It's just since it's the pausing is makes it difficult. So I'm looking for there's a talent in here, and it's under Cunning Stealth, where if you strike from stealth, you actually get a bonus to damage. Pardon me again. Here it is. Shadow strikes do 20.77 damage versus a normal critical hit. No idea what that means, but basically it's an increase of damage on your first strike out of stealth. But it's only effective. It's more effective the closer you are. So you get 100% up to 3 grids away, and then it drops down to 0 at 10. So I was thinking, ooh, I've got this strike that I could use with this awesome bow that I've been using. But the net effect is that it does scale down with distance, thereby kind of negating the first strike advantage when you use a bow. But opening up with the bow and not putting myself in melee, since I've only got not light armor, but I guess this would be considered medium armor. Yeah, that helps survivability immensely. So here, this map is not all that random. The Archmage is always down on the south side in this long corridor here. And so I figured I would go in and I would actually take out the... Yeah. I get my level up, which I don't take right away. Clear this out and then go after the Archmage, who I thought was over to the right, or pardon me, over to the left, but I was wrong on that. And here I'm fighting a named, and I don't even know it. I just thought that slime over there was just a normal slime. Right there, I think, wait a minute, I think this is a named. No, I didn't even realize it then. I didn't even realize it here when it spawned something. No, yeah, no. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to hit this and kill him, and then, holy crap, I almost died. What the hell is this thing? Get out of the way, heal up. Now I take a look at it. No, not even that. Look at this. I'm an idiot. There we go. What was I saying about going a bit slower and trying to notice things? Yeah, I definitely need to work on that. I don't know why I didn't decide to go into melee range. Probably because I felt if he shot me with that acid attack again, I could just duck behind the corner and heal up. Here I got excited because, oh, it's an iron longsword. I was just looking at the icon. I thought maybe it's another dagger. Nope. Rats. So I'm going to go to the right, thinking, oh, I need to regain health. I still haven't leveled up. I need to regain my health, and then I'll deal with the Archmage. And that's when I realized, wait a minute, the Archmage is, holy crap, that hurt. That hurt a lot. But I remembered that that one power there, Infusion Wild, will actually get me out of that. So I get the hell out of dodge. Okay, I get shot, then I get the hell out of dodge. Basically, I'm backing off, trying to get my health back up. And here I figure, no, I want to be in this little jiggity jog, and then I thought, no, I should turn around and then just nearly die because I get caught at range again. And I run like yeah. Then I figure I can come up here and use this terrain a bit. Then it dawns on me, wait a minute, I can level up. I am so unobservant. Oh, jeez. So that increases my accuracy, which I think is fine. This increases my physical power. And since I know I'm fighting a boss, I figure I'm going to need all the damage I can get. And nothing else on the list really appeals to me. Or did I go for the rending strikes again? I think I went for the rending strikes. Yeah, I did. Then here I went for my 1, which gave me another 2 turns of stun if I actually get a stun. Instead of 4 turns, I now have 6, which is pretty good. And pretty soon is where you're going to hate me. Well, maybe not hate, but be grumpy with me. The joys of knowing what's coming up, I guess. And that's when my hard drive ran out of space, and I didn't notice until after I had finished him off. And in fact, it was a very close fight. I came very close to dying, at least twice in there. But I did kill him. I did survive, and I got to prove it by showing off the blood of life. I still have it on my character list. So now Athon is at basically the same step that Lizme got to when she died in the Sandworm, where I can go there next, or one of the other 4 of the second tier of dungeons. Although I'm now up to level 7, I might be able to go back to the troll area and take on that the treasure area in the troll location, the troll mire, and see what loot is in there. So here I finally decide to pick up the string or the attack from stealth, because I figure it's going to help. At some point it's going to help, because I'm constantly in stealth now. Even if it's a bow, if it's 4 or 5 away. I noticed I have not been shooting out to a range of 10, so it's not going to be 0. Maybe further levels will increase the 100% distance of the minimum range, or the minimum range at where you get 100% is how I should say it. I was kind of disappointed I got Serpent's Glare, but it was understandable because this was a mage, and that's what he was just destroying me with that Mind Star, and it'll sell for good money. Oh yeah, the brass lantern here, it was like 1% less on the mind damage, and it had the same light radius, same willpower. It wasn't worth swapping it out. And the quick elm totem here, the cooldown is 7 turns instead of 10 here on the natural elm totem. So I swap out the totems. I think that's it. I think I just clear out the level real quick. Here's another good example of how I'm spotting mobs at a distance that I wouldn't otherwise be able to see them. That seeing at a distance is really nice, because when you go into stealth, you also lose all of your light radius. So we exit the dungeon, sell everything. And what I'm going to do next time is I'm definitely going to make sure that my hard drive is not full when I start off. And I'm going to do some shopping in town in between videos. I think we've seen that often enough. If I pick up anything awesome, I'll show you. It's no big deal. But other than that, like I said, yeah, I was an idiot. You know, you learn these things when you start doing YouTube videos, and this was a lesson to learn. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Have fun.